Alright, welcome to my video. In this video, I will show you how kinematics in physics explained smoothly, explained carefully, or for the beginner, of course, as the title of this video. So what is kinematics? Kinema may means to motion, movement, and etc. But the term matics here maybe refers to mathematics or anything else. So if we combine these two statements, maybe we can have mathematics that explaining motion, movement, and etc. We now have three important things. First is a position. I would like this. This means it's a vector. And then it explains where or where is it. So in some notation or some reference, we called it position vector. So that means it explains where. And next is velocity. Velocity denoted by this, as usual, is vector because of arrow below it explain rate of change of position. So that means we have magnitude change plus direction change of position. So it's about direction of position change and the magnitude itself. The last but not least is acceleration denoted by A with arrow below. As usual, it's vector. It is the same as velocity, but instead it's rate of change of r. It's about rate of change of velocity itself. Then we have these three: position, velocity, and acceleration as fundamental things, which is our position, which have r1 minus, I'm sorry about that, r2 minus r1 vector. It's explaining to you as a displacement, which now the absolute value or the value or magnitude of this new vector, we call it as a distance, which means displacement is a vector. We need direction and magnitude, but the distance we just only know as number or just a scalar. Now, by displacement along time, we may define velocity as displacement divided by time interval. Okay, I have need some addition that is by time. So those velocity and acceleration correspond to difference between position, along time it takes, and so on for acceleration, and so on for the higher and higher. But for acceleration is v instead of r, and that is the fundamental things we should know about kinematics. Now the problem is how in real life. Of course, we know in real life that we have velocity 1 by explained by this arrow for its magnitude, for its length of the arrow is magnitude at t1. And then next I will use this use wrong tab. All right, for the velocity 2 at time 2. But the question is, it may be different, but different may be slightly different, so that after some time from t1 we get this arrow, and then next, and then next, and then and so on until you get velocity 2 or v2 vector, which means we can have a graph like this. value of velocity, magnitude of velocity. We'll have this graph, or maybe, yeah, this graph. Notice that the previous definition is accurate for the linear. So how we measure distance? Sorry, my mistake. Measure, measure, uh, measure distance. How? And what about A as acceleration? By again, by its definition, it's only for linear or constant velocity, linear, not for nonlinear addition. So we need more powerful tools to solve this problem. Um, but yeah, I think that's it for this video. I will explain more and more detail in the next video. Thanks for watching. See you later.